Have you ever looked in the mirror and noticed that some outfits, some colors you once loved, no longer make you feel quite like yourself? That while one shade makes your eyes sparkle and your skin glow, another can mysteriously leave you looking tired and washed out. As we age, it is a beautiful and natural part of life to notice these shifts. The truth is, the colors we choose to wear are not just fabric. They're a conversation we have with the world, a silent language that can either enhance our natural beauty or unintentionally cast a shadow on the very grace and confidence we've spent decades earning. In this video, we're diving deep into the conversation of color. We're going to explore 5 specific colors that women over 70 should approach with caution, not because they are inherently bad, but because they can subtly work against the natural radiance of mature skin. And more importantly, we will discover what to wear instead. Each choice is backed by simple yet profound reasons tied to how color interacts with your skin tone and how the right alternatives can bring out your natural glow, warmth, and vitality. By the time we're finished, you'll see that style after 70 isn't about following strict rules or chasing trends. It is about an artful, wise, and intentional approach to dressing, one that highlights the inner light and confidence you already carry. Stay tuned until the end because you'll not only discover which colors might be holding you back, but also learn the simple, flattering shades that can completely transform the way you see yourself in the mirror. And who knows, you may find yourself excited to update your wardrobe with colors that truly reflect the vibrant woman you are today. My name is Allie, and welcome to the Silver and Smarts channel, where we believe that the later years of life are not a time of diminishment, but a time of incredible wisdom and purpose. Thank you for joining me on this conversation. The 5 colors to avoid and what to wear instead. Let go of all over beige and light tan, the muting of your radiance. One of the most common and subtle mistakes that many women make as they get older is leaning too heavily on shades of beige or light tan. At first glance, these shades seem like the perfect choice. They are safe, they are neutral, and they seem to pair with anything. But the challenge is that they often blend too closely with mature skin tones, especially as the natural brightness and flush of youth begin to soften with age. Instead of offering a clean and polished look, these colors can completely wash you out, leaving your face looking dull or even a little tired, as if all the color has been drained from your complexion. It's not that beige is a bad color. It is a beautiful color in many instances. It simply doesn't provide the contrast that older skin often needs to look vibrant and full of life. It's like a whisper when your presence deserves to be a clear and beautiful statement. Think about the last time you put on a beige blouse or a light tan sweater. Did you notice that your skin looked paler or that the lines and shadows on your face seemed to stand out a little more than usual? This happens because beige lacks the depth to frame your features. It has no presence of its own to play off of your skin tone. Psychologically, colors influence how others perceive our energy, health, and vitality. When your clothing is nearly the same shade as your skin, it can signal a quiet sameness rather than a beautiful brightness. It can subtly create the impression of fading into the background, which is the last thing you want when you've lived decades full of experiences and deserve to stand out in every room you enter. The beautiful alternative? Embrace the warmth of warm ivory or soft cream. These tones are still light and beautifully neutral, but they carry a gentle, glowing warmth that reflects against your skin rather than blending into it. Ivory, for instance, has just enough depth to highlight your natural features, acting as a soft frame for your face. It gives off a gentle glow that brings life back to your complexion. Soft cream offers a similar, rich effect, adding a touch of richness without being harsh or overpowering. Many women in their 70s and 80s are pleasantly surprised to discover that switching from a flat, matte beige to a luminous cream instantly makes them look and feel fresher and more alive. Imagine a woman named Eliza, who is 75 years old. She always favored beige cardigans and linen slacks because she thought they were practical and subtle. She often felt her skin looked a little flat in photos. After our friend gently suggested she try a cream-colored top, she noticed a remarkable difference. Her skin appeared brighter, Her eyes seemed to have more light in them, and to her surprise, others began complimenting her on her glow. That small change in color gave her the confidence to experiment more with her wardrobe and to stop blending into the background. Colors speak without words. When you wear shades that highlight your natural warmth, people perceive you as more energetic, more approachable, and more vibrant. And at this stage in life, it's not about blending in with what's safe. It's about choosing what makes you feel beautifully and radiantly alive. Switching from beige to ivory or cream may seem like a small, insignificant adjustment, but in reality, it is a powerful step to presenting yourself to the world with strength, elegance, and undeniable vitality. 2. Let go of all over black near the face, the harshness of contrast. Many women have relied on black for years, and for good reason. It is universally seen as slimming, elegant, and easy to match with anything. It has been a wardrobe staple for decades. But as we reach our 70s and beyond, black, especially when worn in a top or a scarf close to the face, can create more problems than it solves. While it once looked sharp, bold, and chic, it now has a quiet tendency to emphasize wrinkles, deepen dark circles, and highlight the natural shadows of the face. Instead of softening your appearance, the starkness of black can make you look a little harsher and sometimes even tired or stern, when that is not at all how you feel inside. The reason lies in the way black interacts with mature skin. It provides the strongest possible contrast, which in younger years can look dramatic and striking. But as skin texture changes and its natural luminosity softens with age, that same intense contrast can draw the eye to fine lines or uneven tones rather than highlighting your beautiful features. It's not that black is off limits entirely. It can be used beautifully in pants, skirts, or shoes. It is simply less forgiving than it used to be when worn as a top or a blouse. What works better? The quiet sophistication of deep navy and charcoal gray. Both colors carry the same sense of sophistication and slimming effect as black, but without the severe, draining edge. Navy, for example, is a softer shade on the complexion while still looking incredibly refined and elegant. It frames the face in a way that brings attention to your eyes rather than pulling focus to the lines and shadows. Charcoal gray does something similar. It maintains a sense of quiet elegance, but with a subtle gentleness that works beautifully on aging skin, adding depth without draining color from your face. Think of a woman named Beatrice, an 80-year-old woman who had a closet full of black blouses and turtlenecks, and she noticed that every time she wore them, people would ask if she was tired or feeling unwell, even on days when she felt wonderful. She began to wonder why she was getting these comments. When she began choosing navy instead, something remarkable and immediate happened. Friends started telling her she looked refreshed and rested, even on days when she hadn't slept well. That shift in how others perceived her wasn't about makeup or skincare. It was about the profound power of color. Psychologically, people respond to what they see in subtle ways. A soft but rich shade like navy communicates approachability, calm, and strength, while black can sometimes signal distance or severity. After 70, it's not just about style. It's about ensuring that your wardrobe reflects the vitality and warmth you still carry inside. By moving away from black near the face and replacing it with navy or charcoal gray, you project an energy that feels both elegant and beautifully alive. Number 3, let go of pale pastels, the absence of richness. Soft pastels like pale pink and baby blue often look incredibly sweet and gentle on the clothing rack. They can feel nostalgic, reminding us of the soft styles we wore in our youth. But on women over 70, these shades can unintentionally highlight the very things you'd rather not draw attention to. Because they are so light and delicate, they can make natural redness in the cheeks, age spots, or uneven skin tones more noticeable. Instead of bringing a beautiful glow to the face, they may leave your complexion looking pale or washed out. The effect comes down to how color interacts with mature skin. Pastels carry a cool undertone and very little depth, which means they don't provide enough contrast to balance the natural changes in pigmentation that occur with age. When you wear these shades, the eye naturally gravitates toward imperfections rather than your best features. What was once charming and youthful can now appear faded and even a bit fragile. The better alternative is to embrace the richer, deeper versions of these same families of color. For instance, trade a pale pink for a lovely, rich rose, or baby blue for a strong, beautiful teal. Rose adds warmth and vitality, lighting up the skin with its richness. It communicates a subtle elegance while still keeping a touch of softness. Teal, on the other hand, offers a dynamic mix of blue and green that flatters a wide range of skin tones. Unlike baby blue, teal has depth and presence. It strengthens your overall look and conveys both quiet confidence and a sense of life. Consider a woman I know named Penelope, a 72-year-old woman who always reached for pastel cardigans because they reminded her of the cheerful style she wore decades ago. She often felt her face look dull in family photos and in the mirror. When she tried a rose-colored blouse for the first time, her daughter remarked that she looked 10 years younger. The same happened when she traded her light blue scarves for a rich teal one. Suddenly, her complexion looked brighter, her eyes stood out more, and she felt a sense of pride and confidence in her reflection again. There's a profound psychological reason behind this shift. Deeper, richer colors project strength, energy, and a sense of purpose, while overly pale tones can send a message of fragility. After 70, your clothing should reflect the vibrancy and wisdom you carry, not suggest that you're fading away. By making small, thoughtful shifts from pastels to stronger, richer shades, you allow your true presence to shine through. People won't just see the color, they'll see you, and they'll sense your vitality and strength. We've now covered 3 vital color mistakes that can quietly work against the natural radiance of mature women. As you reflect on these, I want you to remember that style is a journey, not a destination. And the most important part of that journey is learning to love the person you see in the mirror. If you're still with me, please comment radiant below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you on your journey. Now, let's continue with our final 2 colors to avoid.
Number 4. Let go of bright neon hues. The noise of color. There is no denying that neon colors grab attention. Shades like electric yellow, fluorescent orange, and hot pink are loud, bold, and impossible to ignore. They are associated with a playful, high-energy style that can be fun. But on women over 70, these tones often do more harm than good. Instead of highlighting your beautiful features, they can completely overwhelm them, drawing the eye to the clothing itself rather than to your face. Neon shades create a visual imbalance where the intense brightness of the fabric takes center stage and the subtle, elegant beauty of your natural complexion gets lost in the noise. It is a competition between the color and your presence, and more often than not, the color wins. The reason is simple. Neon colors are associated with a youthful, intense flash. They work by overpowering everything around them, which can feel incredibly harsh and draining next to softer, more delicate skin. Rather than creating a sense of harmony, they create a competition. When the color wears you instead of you wearing the color, it fundamentally undermines the quiet confidence and sophistication you want to project to the world. A far better option is to lean into the richness and elegance of jewel tones, such as a rich emerald, a deep sapphire blue, or a beautiful ruby red. These shades are still bold and full of life. They flatter instead of overpower. They carry a depth, richness, and elegance that highlight your best features instead of drowning them out. Jewel tones frame the face beautifully, adding a luminous brightness to your eyes and a beautiful warmth to your skin without stealing the spotlight. Take the example of Dorothy, an 83-year-old woman who loved her neon scarves because they made her feel playful and fun. She noticed, however, that in family photos, her skin looked almost washed out next to those glowing, intense colors. When she swapped them for a deep sapphire scarf, and later a ruby red blouse, the change was striking. Not only did people begin to compliment her on her outfits, but they also told her she looked radiant and full of energy. The color no longer shouted over her presence, it amplified it. Psychologically, jewel tones send a very different message than neon hues. They suggest confidence, richness, and a timeless elegance, qualities that resonate deeply with mature women. Neons might say, "Look at this color," while jewel tones beautifully say, "Look at this woman." That is a critical and profound difference. When you've lived through decades of experience and wisdom, you don't need your clothes to scream for you. You want them to work in harmony with the dignity and grace you already carry inside. 5. Let go of all over gray, the muting of your spirit. Gray is a color often seen as sophisticated, practical, and incredibly versatile. And there is no doubt it has a rightful and important place in any wardrobe. But when worn as a head-to-toe outfit, especially in lighter or medium shades, gray can create a flat and lifeless effect. For women over 70, this can unintentionally emphasize fatigue, under-eye circles, or a lack of color in the complexion. Instead of highlighting your beautiful vitality, a gray-on-gray outfit can make you appear more tired and subdued than you actually feel. The issue isn't the color itself, but the absence of any meaningful contrast. Monochrome gray tends to mute facial features, especially when natural skin tone loses some of its depth with age. Without another shade to provide balance, the outfit and the face can blend into one continuous, muted canvas. This is why gray suits or sweaters paired with more gray often leave the overall look feeling a little too subdued and without energy. The simple and beautiful solution is to treat gray as a neutral base and then elevate it with a pop of an accent color. A vibrant burgundy, a rich plum, or a beautiful turquoise, for example, can add instant energy and create the balance that gray alone lacks. Burgundy introduces warmth and a sense of life. Plum conveys richness and quiet elegance, and turquoise brings an undeniable vibrancy. When paired with gray, these colors pop beautifully without feeling overwhelming. They add the spark that lifts an outfit from flat to polished and refined. Consider a woman I know named Helena, a 78-year-old woman who often wore gray slacks with a gray cardigan, thinking it looked sleek and timeless. She admitted she felt invisible in social settings, as though her outfit blended into the background. One day, she added a beautiful plum scarf to her gray ensemble. The compliments were immediate. People noticed not just the scarf, but how alive her face looked against the color. She felt seen again, not just for the clothes she was wearing, but for the energy they reflected back to her. Colors influence perception in subtle yet profound ways. When you add a bold accent to a neutral foundation, it signals strength, confidence, and a lively spirit. Gray still has its place, but it should serve as the backdrop for your beauty, not the whole story. After 70, your clothes should not mute your presence, it should elevate it. Pairing gray with vibrant accents ensures that your look conveys the warmth and vitality you want others to feel when they see you. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to think about the 5 colors we've talked about today. Which of these stood out to you the most? Maybe you've noticed how beige blends into your skin, or how black near your face feels a little harsher than it used to. Perhaps you've been drawn to pale pastels or even playful neons, only to realize they don't flatter you the way deeper tones do. Or maybe you've worn too much gray at once and wondered why your reflection seemed to lack a sense of energy. The most important thing to remember is that none of this is about giving up your personal style or a color you love. It's about making small, thoughtful, and intentional adjustments that bring out your natural beauty and help you feel confident and alive every single time you get dressed. The right colors can lift your spirit, brighten your face, and make others see the vibrant, wise, and graceful woman you truly are. So now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these color changes do you see yourself trying first? What shade makes you feel most alive and beautiful when you wear it? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Your wisdom is a gift to us all.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Your support helps us continue creating good content that informs and inspires. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.